Good morning. This is meteorologist Steve Krasnowski with your weather briefing Storm Scoop extended outlook. It is Tuesday, December 11th, 2 weeks from Christmas. Got an interesting pattern to talk about this week. Today's discussion is pretty detailed. A lot of pretty maps, a lot of what ifs and all that. We'll talk a little more about that in comparison to some of the older models that we were looking at, some of that guidance. Let's jump in. So one of the things I want to show on the GFS, this is Tuesday morning, we put into motion, is you don't really see much in the Northeast over the next, let's say, 72 hours. This is Friday. This system will affect the Northeast over the weekend, and we can talk about that in a little bit. We get detailed, but we are expecting sort of a ocean snow event, specifically, and we talked about it yesterday, right around this area here, I think is the area of most concern. Not trying to pull up a sounding here, but if I could just highlight and hold where we would want to look. Nothing too crazy just yet. There are some variances in terms of a backdoor trough that might, bring in some heavier snow to certain places. But there's one solution that would raise the red flag up to about here. But right now, we're still looking at this area. Just some snow showers associated with some of that ocean effect snow. But you're not going to see a lot of that on the models, so it's something we wanted to mention. This is the big picture of the 500 millibar, what's going on above our atmosphere. So this is yesterday's and Sunday's, more so Sunday's storm. That's departing. This energy pushing through is going to bring too much to some of that backslide event. This is our weekend storm. And our southern stream is really going to be that guide. And again, we'll talk about that in detail in our text. But so if we go now to the, here we are. This is the older European, but you can see it's really a matter of the Cape getting those snows. And this is only about an inch. And this is sort of just the bare minimum. We have some ocean effect snows that push some bands to the coast. Maybe drops a coating, half inch, maybe up to an inch. And then there's a more in-depth scenario that we get into in the discussion. That is the Euro. Let's just jump around here. This is the NAM, right? And again, you can see that still has the same sort of idea. So they're coming to join together. They weren't necessarily together. And then the GFS, which just came out, is a little less, right? If we go back to the European, you can see, even though the precip is still light, there is a significant drop off there. So something's happening. Something's happening. Look into the detailed discussion if you're interested. Again, it's not a huge deal, but just something to keep an eye on. Let's jump into the normal run through the model. All right, so here we go. This is now Friday, right? I talked about that storm shooting across, popping up here, bringing some pretty significant rains to the northeast. I did note in the discussion the other day that we've had some pretty wet solutions on weekends for majority of fall, and I guess, you'd say early winter. There is a chance that some of this on the back end could turn over to snow, but all the solutions are starting to guide a little bit more warm. So we're starting to lose confidence in that. Again, this is a week out, but that's something we want to keep an eye on. And then there's a couple other follow-up systems. Specifically, this one used to show on Monday evening. It slowed down and fallen apart. So again, we'll keep an eye on it, but it's trending in the wrong direction. And a couple of Clipper type systems, some southern solutions that are off the coast, or some warm runners. So if you're in the Northeast, it's not looking likely that we're going to get any sort of removable snow in the near future, but areas like the Rockies are still going to see their snows a couple times in the next 2 weeks or so. You can see, boom, here comes the next one on Wednesday, boom. and then one good shot again maybe next weekend, and then possibly a Christmas storm, bringing some snow and icy solutions to that region. So we keep an eye on it as we usually do. And again, now that we're out 360 hours, we should probably throw this out. But that's a look. This is a look at Christmas morning. Cold in the northeast, pretty average in the southeast, some sort of system going on in the plains and the Rockies, and just overall cold in a lot of the areas. So Santa will have his normal routine going. I am meteorologist Steve Krasnowski, and this was your Storm Scoop. Have a great week.